recording for Neha, and then we'll get started. I'll spotlight. You guys can go ahead and pin me on your system. Okay. We'll start on our backs today. So take your knees wide, soles of the feet touch. Come on to your backs. Supine Butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. Knees fall wide, soles of the feet touch. Just resting your torso on the mat. Mute yourself if you haven't. Take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And close your eyes. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, let it out. One more time, take a deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth and let it out. Now seal your lips, breathing in and out only through your nose. Breathing in yoga is typically done through the nose unless you have a sinus congestion or something that prevents you from doing that. So this is how we keep the internal heat in the body so that we can practice safely. About 3 more deep inhales and exhales. Start connecting with your body, connecting with your breath, and just like be present here. If you are not able to follow a few of the poses, don't worry about it. We'll do it like over and over again, right? In the classes that follow, so you'll get it. So don't worry about not getting some poses, or, just focus on your breath and move with your breath, and that's all that's needed for yoga. I'll be here practicing in the back of the room with you so that you can watch me. So I won't be watching you all the time either. Take one more deep inhale through your nose. And exhale it out. On your next inhale, reach your arms overhead, extend your legs, point your toes, and take a good morning stretch. Reach, 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 reach. And exhale, sweep your arms down, bring your knees into your chest, give them a tight squeeze into your chest, and rock from side to side. Massaging your entire back here. Notice how good that feels. Then go ahead and plant both feet down. We're going to extend our right leg up. Grab behind your thigh or grab behind your shin. Point and flex a few times. So point that foot, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, and hold it here. Flexing that foot, that means you're pressing the heel up to the ceiling. When you press the heel up to the ceiling, you can feel the stretch all the way down to your hamstrings and glutes. Allow that leg to fall towards your face. Don't yank on it, don't pull on it. Just gently allowing it to fall towards your face. Notice the stretch in the backs of your legs. Breathe into it. Now go ahead and plant that right foot on top of your left knee, right ankle on top of the left knee. Push your right knee away from you and just stay here. This feels good. Enough of a stretch for you, stay here. If you want more, you can interlace your fingers behind your left thigh and bring it in. Breathe, keep pressing that right knee away from you. Keep that left foot flexed, right foot flexed. Your left foot can actually relax. Breathe here into your IT band. Notice a stretch in the outer hip. If you feel like it, you can even rock a little bit from side to side. Whatever feels good here. Go ahead and plant that foot down. We are going to take half happy baby, which means you're going to reach through the inside of your right knee, grab the pinky side of your foot, and gently, gently press that knee down towards the mat. Half happy baby pose. Gently bringing that knee towards the outside of your armpit. Breathe here. And then release. Plant that right foot down. Let's do a couple of bridge rolls, Setu Bandhasana, before we move to the other side. So for bridge pose, you're going to plant your feet hip distance apart. Your heels are right underneath your knees, which means you can graze the backs of your heels with your longest finger. So just touch the backs of your heels with your longest finger, and that's how far your feet should be. On your next inhale, press your feet down and lift your hips straight up. Exhale, lower it down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Your tailbone comes down last. 2 more times like this. Inhale, press your feet down, lift your hips up. Your weight shifts to your shoulders. Exhale, lower it down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Tailbone comes down last. One last time. This time we'll hold it up. Inhale, press your hips up. Hold it here. Breathe for 3. For 2, keep squeezing your glutes, pressing those hips up. Take one last deep inhale here. Exhale and lower it down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Your tailbone comes down last. Take your feet as wide as the mat or even wider. So your feet are coming off the mat. You're going to windshield wiper your legs. Drop your knees from one side to the other. Just releasing your low back here. Then come back to center. We're going to move to the other side. So planting both feet down to start. I'm going to make sure I can see all of you. Go in gallery mode. Planting both feet down. We're going to bring that, extend that left leg up. So extend your left leg up. Grab behind your thigh or behind your shin. Whatever you feel like. Let's point and flex a few times. So point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, and hold it here. Flexing that foot, toes are pointing back towards your shin. Your heel is pressing up towards the ceiling. The more you press your heel up towards the ceiling actively, the deeper you will feel the stretch all behind the hamstring. Allow that leg to gently fall towards your face. Breathe into it. Don't forget to breathe. Don't let lose sight of your breath. And then go ahead and plant that left ankle on top of your right knee and push the left knee away from you. You should feel a good stretch even now in the outer hip area. If you want more, and if you think that if you did it on the other side, then you can interlace your fingers behind your thigh and bring that right knee in. Pigeon, stretch, supine pigeon. Keep pressing the left knee away from you. Keep that, right knee, left knees away from you. I'm usually facing the other way, so I'm all turned around. Left knee away from you, keeping that left foot active. Okay, relax the right foot. And breathe into the outer hip area. Notice if this side is tighter than the other one. We all have like asymmetries depending on whether we are right dominant or left dominant. And that's perfectly fine. Go ahead and release that right foot down. We're going to take half happy baby, Ardha Ananda Balasana. So reaching through the inside of the left knee to grab the pinky side of the foot. You're going to gently press that knee down towards your left armpit. Sole of the left foot is parallel to the ceiling. Breathe here. Where do you feel the stretch now? You should feel it in your glutes and your hamstrings. And you should feel the squeeze in the hip flexor area. And go ahead and release that foot down. Bridge pose one more time, planting those the feet hip distance apart, which means, they are not wider than your hips. Grazing the backs of the heels with your longest finger. On your next inhale, press your feet down and lift your hips up. Exhale, lower it down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Tailbone comes down last. Inhale, lift your hips up. Straight line from your knee to your hip to your shoulder. Exhale, lower it down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Tailbone comes down last. One last time like this. This time we'll hold. Inhale, press your feet down and lift your hips up and hold it here. Breathe. 3, 2, squeeze those glutes. Last deep inhale. Exhale and lower it down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Bring your tailbone down last. Again, taking your feet as wide as your mat. Windshield wiper your legs, dropping your knees from side to side, one side to the other. Go ahead and drop the knees to the right. We're going to take a supine twist here. Extend your arms out as a T and gaze to the left. So turning your gaze away from the direction that your knees are falling. If you want more, you can pick up your right ankle and plant it on top of your left knee to deepen the stretch. You don't have to, but if it feels good, you can do that. Throughout the class, I'll be giving you guys some options. Feel free to take them or leave them. Do what feels right for your body today. And release. Again, taking the feet wide. Go ahead and drop both knees to the left. Now turn your gaze to the right. And if you took that option on the other side of planting your ankle on top of your knee, go ahead and do that on this side. Left ankle on top of your right knee to deepen this twist. There is your breath. Are you focusing on your breath? Are you breathing? And slowly release. Both feet on the mat. Grab behind your thighs and rock up and down now. Tapping your toes out front, reaching your toes behind you, rocking up and down, massaging your entire spine. And then go ahead and cross your ankles and come to a seat. Let me face you. You guys can stay where you are. We're going to do some seated stretches before we move on. Pretty gentle class today. Inhale, go ahead and sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Fingertips reach up to the sky. Exhale, bring your palms down to your heart center. One more time. Inhale, sweeping your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, palms come down to your heart center. Last time. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Fingertips reach up. Drop your right hand down and lean over to the right with your left hand. Maybe you can turn your gaze up towards the ceiling underneath your left armpit. Breathe here, making sure both sit bones are rooted down into the mat. If you find that your back is rounding, now is where you grab your cushion and sit on it. Feel all that separation in the ribs on the left side of your body and breathe into it. Inhale, slowly come back up, reaching all 10 fingers up one more time. Exhale, drop your left hand down, reach over to the left with your right fingers. Turn your gaze underneath your armpit, gazing up to the sky. Make sure both your sit bones are rooted down, and you're noticing the separation in the ribs on the right side of your body. Creating length. Creating space in your body. Inhale, all 10 fingers come up one more time. On the exhale, drop your fingers out in front. Inhale, elongate your spine. So again, like I said, if your spine is rounding as you're sitting, Sitting on like something high helps you because it will help you tilt your pelvis forward a little bit so that you can sit up tall. So that's always an option if you find that your back is rounding. But fingertips out in front of you. Inhale, go ahead and open your heart up to the front. Exhale, walk your fingertips forward. One more time. Inhale, open your heart up, elongate your spine. Exhale, walk your fingertips just a little bit more. One last time. Inhale, lift up, look up, elongate your spine. Exhale, fold over your knees, fold over your legs. Breathe into your hips here. 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, notice your hips. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. And exhale it out. Slowly walk your fingertips back. And we're going to change the crossing of the legs. So if you have your right ankle in front, you're going to just change it around. Left ankle comes out in front. We're going to take a twist and then we move to the fold. On your next inhale, all 10 fingers reach up to the sky. Exhale, left fingers on the outside of your right knee, right fingertips behind you, twisting over to look over your right shoulder. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Inhale, elongating your spine up to the ceiling. Exhale, twist. Last time, inhale here. And exhale it out. Inhale, all 10 fingertips reach up to the sky. Exhale, twist over to the other side, right fingers on the outside of your left knee, left fingers behind you, twisting over to the left. Inhale here, look over your left shoulder. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, twisting from your belly button, one last breath. Inhale, reach your fingertips all the way up to the sky. Exhale, drop your fingertips out in front. We're going to take the fold with the legs crossed the other way. So inhale, elongate your spine. Reach your heart out front to elongate your spine. Exhale, walk your fingertips out. One more time. Inhale, look up. Exhale, walk a little bit more. Last time, deep inhale, elongate your spine out to the front. Exhale, go ahead and release, fold over those legs. You don't have to bring your elbows down or anything down. You can just simply fold and notice the sensation in your hips. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale it out. Slowly look up, walk your fingertips back to your legs. We're going to do a different kind of hip opening today. So plant your fingertips behind you. You don't want to plant your hands, but plant your fingertips behind you and take your feet wider than your hips. So plant your feet wider than your hips, like you're a little frog sitting on the mat. We're going to drop our knees from side to side. So like we did lying down, we're going to windshield wiper our legs from side to side. You're going to dig your heels in so that you're not going to go sliding all over the place. Fingertips are behind you just for support. You're not leaning on them. So if you can challenge yourself, then go ahead and take your arms out front. This is a great hip opening exercise. I'm sliding around a bit. And then go ahead and release to one side. So maybe drop your right knee in and extend that left leg out. Fingertips come behind you. Simply open and close that right leg, right knee. Again, a great hip opening exercise. I don't have a name for this pose. If you have really open hips, you probably feel nothing, but I don't. I know some people who can get into a frog pose pretty easily without any work, but I need to do all this before I can get into the frog pose. Now go ahead and bring the sole of the right foot inside your left thigh. I'm going to take a forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. So fingertips frame your left leg. Inhale again, elongating the spine, reaching the top of the head to the ceiling. Exhale, walk your hands forward. One more time. Inhale, lift up, look up, elongate the spine. Keep that left foot flexed, digging that heel in. Exhale, fold over that leg. Breathe into your hamstring. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, breathe into that hamstring. Exhale, keeping that left leg active. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, slowly come back up. Let's do it on the other side. If you have slided around a bit, you can come back to center. Again, planting both feet a little bit wide. We're going to drop our legs, knees from side to side. You can keep your hands behind you for support. We're going to take it to the other side. So drop your left knee in and extend that right leg out. You're going to keep that right foot active, which means heel is digging in, toes are flexed back. Simply open and close that left knee now. Keeping that right leg pretty rooted, pretty active and rooted into the mat. You're not moving that leg at all. Now bring the sole of the left foot inside your right thigh. Again, Dhanusasana variation. Spinning your belly button over to your right knee. You're going to frame your fingers to the right leg. Walk your fingertips forward. Inhale, elongate your spine. Exhale, fold over that leg. Breathe into that hamstring. Keep that right leg active, toes flexed, heel digging in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe into the hamstring. One last deep inhale. And exhale it out. And release. Cross your ankles. Roll forward. Tabletop. My favorite pose, cat-cow. Two poses actually. Great for spinal mobility. Pretty much do it every day. So your wrists are right underneath your shoulders. Your knees are right underneath your hips. Spread your fingers wide. Your index finger is pointing forward and press your palm down into the mat, palms down into the mat. On your next inhale, lift your tail up, drop your belly down and look up, happy cow. Exhale, tuck your tail in and round your back, pressing the mat away to gaze at your belly button, angry cat. Inhale, arch your back to gaze up at the sky like a happy cow. Exhale, round your back, push the mat away, angry cat. Really exaggerating these movements, remembering that your neck and your tailbone are part of the spine as well. So on the inhale, arching your spine to look up. On the exhale, rounding your spine, pressing the mat away, gazing at your belly button. Two more rounds like this. Inhale, up. Exhale, round. Last time. Breathe into all the kinks in your spine. Exhale, release. And come back to a neutral spine, which means you're pressing the mat away, sucking in your belly button and tucking your tail in just slightly so that you have a flat back. On your next inhale, go ahead and kick your right leg back, long and strong behind you. Again, keeping that leg active. Active means that you're really engaging that leg, really using your strength to lift that leg up, squeezing that butt. You can either point your toes or flex that foot. Do one or the other. Don't just let it hang there. And if you have your balance here, you can take it to a full bird dog and extend your left arm out. Your thumb faces the ceiling. So imagine that straight line from your thumb to your heel. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale it out. Two more like this. Inhale. Exhale, elongating the spine from crown to tail. Take one last deep inhale. Exhale, go ahead and release. Other side now. On your next inhale, kick your left leg back long and strong behind you, keeping that leg engaged. And if you did it on the other side, take your right arm out, your thumb faces the ceiling. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale it out. Keep pushing the mat away with your left hand. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, deep inhale. And exhale it out. And release. Take your knees wide, big toes touch, sit back on your heels, child's pose, walking your fingertips forward. Rest your forehead on the mat. If your forehead doesn't touch the mat without your hips peeling up, then you can place a blanket or a block underneath your forehead. I love using props. You know, some days we just need that extra height or extra support or something, and it's perfectly fine to use props. Take a deep inhale here, turn inwards. Child's pose is a great pose to turn inwards and kind of like just observe what's going on. It's also a great pose for your low back. So if you ever have low back pain, then you can come into this child's pose or even a traditional child's pose with your knees together. And on your next inhale, lift your head up and slither forward and come down onto your bellies. Slithering forward like a cobra, coming onto your belly. So we're going to actually do Cobra, Bhujangasana. Hands come underneath your shoulders once you're on your belly. Notice your hips on the mat. So wiggle your hips out. Notice your hip bones touching the mat. Hands underneath your shoulders. On your next inhale, peel your heart up. Keeping your neck neutral, which means you're gazing straight ahead. You're gazing down at the mat in front of you. Exhale, lower your forehead down to the mat. Inhale, Bhujangasana, baby cobra. Squeeze your elbows in by your side as you peel your heart up. Exhale, lower down. Last time, this time we'll try to lift our hands up. Inhale, peel your heart up. Squeeze your low back muscles and try to lift your hands up off the mat. Hold it here, breathe for 3. For 2. Squeeze those back muscles. Last deep inhale. This is where we are strengthening the back. Exhale, release. Hands underneath your shoulders. Pick yourself up. Child's pose. This time, let's take regular traditional child's pose. Knees together. Drape your torso over your thighs and place your forehead down on the mat. Arms come by your side. Palms face up. This is also called seed pose because you look like a little seed. Notice the relaxation wash over your back. In poses like Cobra pose, where we are lifting and back bending, we are strengthening our back muscles, and poses like Child's pose, we are allowing those muscles to relax and release. So yoga is kind of like a yin and yang of strengthening and releasing. So sometimes people have this misconception that yoga is about flexibility. You cannot be flexible without strength. You cannot be strong without flexibility. So they go hand in hand. Reach your arms out. And on your next inhale, come up to a tabletop. We're going to come into our first downward facing dog. So tuck your toes in, send your hips back towards your heels. Reaching your arms forward. Go ahead and lift your hips straight up. Downward facing dog. Drop your head and neck. Shake your head out if you want. I want all of us to bend our knees a lot, push the mat away and rest your belly on your thighs. This will help you elongate your spine. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, go ahead and straighten those knees, release the heels down to the mat. You can always keep a slight bend in your knees in downward facing dog. The goal here is to elongate your spine down. Eventually, slowly, you can straighten your knees. You can drop your heels down to the mat. Take a deep inhale here in this full body stretch. Exhale it out. One more time, deep inhale. Exhale it out. Last time, deep inhale. Exhale, empty your lungs. Bend your knees, look up to the top and step or walk between your hands. Grab opposite elbows and take ragdoll. Allow the weight of your head and neck to elongate your spine. Sway from side to side. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. And then release your fingertips down to the mat. On your next inhale, like a rag doll, you're going to bend your knees a lot and slowly round up to standing. And your head and neck will come up last. Exhale, roll your shoulder blades back and down. Plant your feet underneath your hips, spread your toes wide. Notice all four corners of your feet rooted into the mat. Feet are hip distance apart. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up, palms touch, gaze up. Exhale, palms to heart center, Samasthiti, and down by your side. We're going to do 3 rounds of Surya Namaskara, but I'll break it down. Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Fingertips reach up, palms touch, gaze up. Exhale, hinge at the hips this time and fold it all the way down, Uttanasana. Allow your head and neck to go in forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Slide your hands up your shins and reach the crown of the head forward, the top of the head forward. Shift your weight to the balls of the feet like you're peering over the edge of a cliff. Exhale, slide your hands down the backs of your legs and fold one more time. 3 times like this to half lift to fold. When you're folding, remember to allow the head and neck to release. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins, reach your heart forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, slide your hands down the backs of your legs and fold forward. One more time, inhale, slide your hands up your shins, reach your heart forward, suck in your belly button, L shape here. Exhale, fold again. Last time, inhale, half lift, slide your hands up your shins, reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold forward. On your next inhale, press your feet down and reach all the way up to the sky. Come up to standing. Exhale, palms to heart center. And down by your side. One more time, half sun salutation like this. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Palms touch, gaze up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold it all the way down, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, L shape, reaching through the side body. Exhale, slide your hands down the backs of your legs and fold. Inhale, press your feet down, come all the way up, reach your fingertips up to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. Exhale, palms to heart center, Samasthiti, and down by your side, mountain pose. Last time, inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold it down, Uttanasana. We're going to take it one step further this time. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, reach the heart forward, L shape. On the exhale, listen, bend your knees and plant your palms, take it back to a high plank, start of a push-up. So you're here in the high plank, just like in tabletop, you're going to spread your fingers wide, index finger is pointing forward, push the mat away so that you have a slight rounding in your upper back, suck in your belly button, squeeze your quads. Right here, this is a strength pose in yoga, it's not a flexibility pose. Stay here and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees, your chin, your chest, Ashtanga Pranam. Squeeze your elbows in as you come down all the way to your belly. Once you're on your belly, untuck your toes so that you're pressing your toes, big toe down on the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Feel your heart up. Exhale, forehead to mat. 2 more rounds. Inhale, baby cobra. Feel your heart up. Exhale, forehead to mat. Last time, inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, come up to a tabletop. Exhale, tuck your toes and send your hips all the way back to your heels and lift it straight up, downward facing dog. If you send your hips all the way back to your heels before you lift it up, you'll really feel that elongation in your spine. Keep pressing the mat away from you. Keep bringing your chest closer to your thighs. Again, keeping a slight bend in your knees is okay. Reach your heels towards the mat. They may or may not touch. It's okay. Downward facing dog is a full body stretch. So breathe and get the most of it. One last deep inhale. Exhale it out. Look up to the front, bend your knees, step or walk between your hands. Inhale and half lift. Reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, press your feet down, come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. Exhale, palms come to heart center. And down by your side, let's do the Surya Namaskara A one more time. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold it down, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, L shape, reach your heart forward. Use a boundary for your hands, fingertips on the mat or palms on your shins. On the exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, take it back, high plank. Hold it here. We're going to hold just for 5, 4, keep pressing the mat away, 3, suck in your belly button, 2. Last one, drop your knees down on your exhale, squeeze your elbows and come all the way down to your belly, Ashtanga Pranam. Untuck your toes, inhale, Cobra pose. Exhale, forehead to mat. Let's try upward facing dog. So on your next inhale, hands come underneath your shoulders. Press the tops of the feet down and come all the way up, lifting your thighs off the mat, straighten your elbows, thighs are off the mat, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Breathe here for 5, 4. If you want, you can drop your knees, it doesn't matter. This is just a high cobra. 3, 2, 1, and release. Inhale, come up to a tabletop. Exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips all the way back and lift it up, downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, press the mat away. Exhale. Inhale, lift your tail up. Exhale all the way out. Look up to the front, bend your knees, step, walk, or maybe lightly hop to the top. Inhale and half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, palms come to heart center. And down by your side, separate your feet wide. I'm going to take a couple of warrior poses, one warrior pose, triangle pose, and then we'll go down to the mat one more time. So separating your feet wide, turn your right toes to face the short edge of the mat. Edge of the left foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. So there's a heel to arch alignment here. Reach your arms wide, bend your right knee, warrior 2, soft gaze over your right fingers. There's a generous bend in your right knee. And the back leg is strong and straight, which means that you're really pressing the entire foot into the mat and pulling up through the back quad muscle. Warrior poses are great for knee strength, for leg strength. Spread those arms wide, soft gaze over your front fingers. Breathe here, 3 deep breaths. On your next inhale, straighten the front leg and reach back with your right fingers. Reverse triangle, feeling all that stretch again in the right side of the body. Reach those fingers, reach, 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 creating length on that right side. Take one more deep inhale here. On the exhale, reach the right fingers forward as you bump both hips back. So reach forward, reach, 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 and drop those fingers where they land. Take those left fingers up, gaze at your left thumb. If this bothers your neck or if you feel out of balance, you can gaze out front or gaze down at your right big toe. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Keep pressing down with both feet to find your balance. Try not to grab your right leg with your right hand. You're just gently resting those fingers. So you should be able to lift it up without moving any part of your body. One more deep inhale here. Exhale it out. Press both feet down and come all the way up to standing. Let's change sides. So turn your right foot in. Edge of the right foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. Turn your left toes to face the short edge of the mat. Taking warrior 2 on the other side. Bend your left knee. Keep that right leg strong and straight. Engaging that right leg again. Nothing is like loose or unengaged. You're really engaging. There are some poses where we, like in regular Hatha yoga, We always engage our muscles. In Yin Yoga, we let go, release. So remember to keep that leg strong. Keep that leg rooted down into the mat. Soft gaze over your front fingers. Strong and steady warriors. Breathe here. One more breath here. On your next inhale, straighten that front leg and reach back with your left fingers. Again, breathing into that side body stretch here, creating length in the left side of your body. Breathe, breathe. One more deep inhale. Exhale, reach those left fingers forward, bump both hips back. Keep reaching, reach, reach, reach. And when you cannot reach anymore without rounding your back, then drop your fingers where they land. Take those right fingers up the spine, gaze at your right thumb. Again, you can keep your gaze out front. If this feels unfamiliar to you, you can simply gaze out front or gaze down at your left bit too. Your choice. The idea is keep rooting down with both feet so that you find your balance, you find your strength. One more breath here. On your next inhale, root down with both feet and come all the way up to standing. Exhale, step up to the top of the mat. I'm going to slowly come all the way down for our seated stretches before we go into Shavasana. So separate your feet wide. Your toes are pointing out, heels are in. You're going to slowly squat all the way down. Reach your fingers out and go ahead and squat down quarter of the way. Hold it here, breathe. Keep sending your hips back. So you're not reaching forward, but sending your hips back. Sucking in your belly button. Hold for 5, 4. Press your feet down. 3, 2, 1. Come a little lower. Your thighs are parallel to the mat now. Keep pressing those feet down into the mat. Hold it here. Breathe. Put 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come all the way down. Elbows land inside your knees. Press those knees away from you, but then squeeze those elbows back in with your knees, like it's a spring action. Malasana, yogi squat. Sway from side to side if you want. For most of us, this is not difficult to get into, but some people who have very tight hips find it difficult. If you do, then what you do is you use a block and sit on it, but still keep pressing your knees away. Or the other option is to roll up a blanket underneath your heels. So that is an option too. You can just do this. So both are good options if you find it difficult to get into Malasana. Take one more deep inhale here. And then release for butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet touch, knees fall wide. And turn and face you guys. The closer you bring your heels to your groin, the deeper the stretch, using your thumbs and the arches of your feet like it's a book. So open it up and start flapping your wings. Again, if you find here that your back is rounding and you're not able to sit up tall, then sit on a cushion to elevate your sit bones are on the cushion so that you can tilt your pelvis forward and sit up tall. So always a good option, even if you can sit up tall, otherwise without it. Take a deep inhale as you reach the top of the head up. Exhale with a straight spine, go ahead and fold over your legs. So I can only come this far with a straight spine. And I'm okay, I'm happy with that, if that's where I can go. Some people can probably bring their chest down to the floor. And there are other things I can do that they cannot, like eat 10 gulab jamuns in one sitting, but that's okay. So be happy where you are. We all have different strengths. Take one more deep inhale as you reach your heart forward. Exhale, round your forehead to your toes. This time getting into your back muscles here a little bit. Hold it here, breathe, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last deep inhale. And exhale it out. Slowly come up, plant your feet down, and then grab the backs of your thighs. We're going to come all the way down around to our backs one more time. Bring your knees in with you. We're at the top of the hill. Give your knees a tight squeeze one more time. Make sure that your belly button is belly is touching your thighs. Giving your knees a really, really tight squeeze. Rock from side to side like a roly-poly. Massage your entire back. And then hug your right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg out. We have stretched out those hips quite a bit, so you can see if you want to extend the leg out. If you feel you don't want to extend the left leg out, you can simply plant that left foot on the mat. That's an option too. So if you extend your left leg out, it gets a little bit into your hip flexor as well. So hug your right knee in really tight. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, forehead to knee, crunch it in. Inhale, release your head and neck back down. Exhale, crunch it in, forehead comes to knee. Inhale, release your head and neck back down. On the exhale, bring your right knee over to the left. Using your left hand, bring your right knee over to the left. Extend your right arm out, gaze to the right, supine twist. You're stacking your right hip on top of your left hip. And using your left hand to bring your right knee close to the mat, close to the floor. Again, you can use a block underneath your right knee if you feel uncomfortable, just like letting it hang. You're trying to face your chest up to the ceiling. So this is a twist kind of that goes along the entire spine. Breathe. Breathe into your twist. And slowly come back to the center. Extend your right leg out this time or plant that foot on the mat. Hug your left knee in. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So hugging it in really tight. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, forehead to nose. Forehead to knee. Inhale, head and shoulders back down. Release your tailbone down. Exhale, crunch it in. Forehead to knee. Inhale, head and shoulders down. Release your tail down. Exhale, take that twist. Right knee comes over to the left, using your left hand to help it along. Extend your, using your right hand to help it along. Extend your left hand out, gaze to the left. This time you're stacking your left hip on top of your right hip. Again, you can use a block or something underneath your knee, or a cushion or something underneath your knee if that feels more natural to you. Breathe into your twist. We did not do both pose today. So usually in my class, when for beginners, I always do both pose, Malasana and bridge pose. So we'll get to the both pose next time. Slowly come back up. One more round of bridge pose and happy baby pose. So grazing the backs of your heels with your longest finger, place your feet hip distance apart. On your next inhale, press your feet down and lift your hips up. Your weight shifts to your shoulders. Exhale, lower it down vertically. Bringing your tailbone down last. Inhale, press your feet down, lift your hips up. Exhale, lower it down vertically. Tailbone comes down last. Last time, inhale, press your feet down, lift your hips up. This time we'll hold for 5. If you want, you can interlace your fingers underneath you, rolling one shoulder then the other. Press your knuckles down to the mat for 3. For 2. Last deep inhale here. Exhale, release your shoulders and lower down. Tailbone comes down last. Happy baby pose. This time full Ananda Balasana. So separate your knees wide. Grab the backs of your thighs and bring the soles of the feet parallel to the ceiling. You can stay here. Just grab the backs of your thighs and stay here. If you want to, you can reach through the inside of your knees to grab the pinky side of your foot. And then go ahead and rock from side to side like a happy baby. Playfully extend one leg then the other. Do whatever feels good. We are at the top of the class. Happy baby pose really feels good. Notice there you have that sensation of like, this feels so good. That's what keeps you coming back to yoga. And slowly come back to center, drop your feet down. We are ready for Shavasana. I'm going to give you a couple of options. We did a lot of hip opening poses today. So if you have a block, take that block, plant it underneath your sit bones, underneath your, sacrum. And you can leave your feet on the mat or extend those legs out. And take your arms overhead so that this allows you to release your shoulders down as well. If you don't have a block, then don't worry about it. Just come to Shavasana, still take your arms overhead and allow your shoulders to relax down. Gently close your eyes and let go of any control you have over your breathing. So no more of that conscious inhales and exhales. You're returning to your natural breath. Let the weight of your body completely release. Completely surrender to gravity. Start noticing how you feel now. So using this time to take stock of how your body feels and assimilate the benefits of your practice. I'm going to stay here in Shavasana for a couple of minutes. And I'll let you know when you can come out of it. So go ahead and tune inwards, notice your body.